that the public commemoration of the history and legacy of residential schools remains a vital component of the reconciliation process. On this important day, the city, with the guidance of its Anishinaabe Elders Council, Advisory Council, is planting a tree here at Vickers Park. This tree is the start of a memorial grove that will be a permanent presence in our city. Planting this tree, while a small act, is one with great significance. Through this tree, we are remembering the past. We are honoring those who have been lost and those who continue to struggle, and forever planting a reminder that every child matters. Trees hold a lot of symbolism, and by planting this one, we are looking to the future. This tree, and those like it planted across our city, are acts of reconciliation and steps towards creating a better future. The city will nurture this tree, just as we seek to nurture our relationship with Indigenous communities and partners. I look forward to seeing it grow, and for all of our citizens to understand its importance as we work towards fostering an atmosphere of reconciliation in our city. Thank you all for being here, and miigwech.
Thank you, Mayor Morrow. Chief Peter Collins, could we have a few words from you?
Thank you, Elaine, and thank you, Elder Carey, for starting us off in a nice way, and Sheila for the smudge. Mayor Morrow, City Council, folks, you've been segregated in your home for 18 months. It's nice to see you all out today, and what a celebration it is to have you here with us, on this beautiful day. And like I said on our sunrise ceremony this morning, the great weather that we have here today is the young ones that never return home shining upon us and guiding us here today as we work in remembrance of them. But, when we talk about the city with the big heart, today is showing that big heart, the tree that's going to resemble the growth of the young ones that never got to grow, but also in memory of the ones and the survivors that have to deal with the fallout of residential school. And the stark reminder that they recently had when they found several unmarked graves in Kamloops and other parts of Canada. And we'll visit another site here today at the St. Joseph site at 11 o'clock. And again on Mount McKay. And I hope that all of you that are here today will join us on Mount McKay for a couple of days of powwow. It's a gathering that we never had for the last couple of years, and we're glad that we can host that, and we'll be glad to have you join us on Mount McKay today. To all the folks that are here, National Truth Reconciliation Day, it takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of effort by many people to get to where we are today. And the traumas and the tragedies that happen to the young ones that never return home, and to those that are survivors, we still see that today and how it impacts. I got to talk to a few folks when these unmarked graves were found, how it impacted their life again. And that's a stark reminder of what needs to change. We have to continue that path and continue that journey. As I said on the mountain this morning, we don't get to hug each other anymore. So what I'll do is a virtual hug to everyone. But the most important part is hug your child today. They are our most valuable and most precious children that we can ever have in our lives. So on behalf of my council, my community, I thank the city of Thunder Bay, and I welcome you all to the beautiful land of Fort William. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief Collins. Thank you for those wonderful words. Councillor Oliver, yes, Councillor Oliver, would you please share a few words with me? Sorry about that.
I think you should start with the shortest person first as the microphone continues to grow. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for the first official National Truth and Reconciliation Day. If you live in West Fort, thanks for coming out today. If you don't live in West Fort and wish you lived in West Fort, thanks very much for showing up. Thank you to the chief and to Sheila and Carrie and all of the people that worked so tirelessly to make this event happen today. I feel privileged to be here recognizing this incredibly important day. To honor National Truth and Reconciliation Day, we are going to plant a tree, one that will become a memorial grove in this park. It is a simple tree, and yet it represents so much to so many. I'm extremely honored this tree will be planted within the West Fort Ward, and I intend to ensure that it is watched over, nurtured, and loved. Trees give unconditionally to us, and in return, we must protect and give back to them. As a mother of two myself, I cannot begin to imagine the horror of having your family ripped apart, often never to be seen again. My heart hurts, and I think of all the children, their families, their communities, and all those shattered by the residential school system. As we recover some of the missing children and graves across this country, we collectively weep. We feel the hurt, which is only a fraction of the hurt that these families and communities are feeling themselves. As we come together to reflect on the legacy of residential schools, missing and murdered Indigenous women and youth, and the cultural genocide experienced by Indigenous people of this country, we all have a responsibility to recognize the truth and honor the children lost, the survivors, their families, and their communities. The tree we plant here today will grow as our children grow. It will shape children in this park as they play around it, touch its leaves, smell its fragrances, and take shelter in its shade. It will be a part of our community, just like the children lost were a part of their community. It will remind us to always remember how important our children are, both those who have been lost and those who are forever harmed, and those who will be coming in the generations ahead. I want all Indigenous families to know that while we cannot undo the horrors of the past, we can take action now. We will create a better tomorrow because our children deserve it, because every child matters. We will work with you towards reconciliation. I plan to visit this tree often, and when I do, I will think of all of you today who joined to show the Indigenous people of this country that we care. Thank you. Chimagwech.
Thank you for those words, Councillor. Carrie, would you be willing to share a few more words with us about the importance of planting this tree?
The cedar is so plentiful around this part of Turtle Island upon Fort William First Nation Chief Collins. It has many meanings. You can use it to make cedar tea. It is a healing medicine. Some people place it in their shoes for protection. When people enter the sweat lodge through the eastern door, it lies on the floor of the sweat lodge as those who enter in through the eastern door to experience it. The cedar asks for nothing from us, but yet we have so much we can give to it. We can gently water it. We can touch its leaves. We can look to the Creator and say, Miigwech, for this beautiful gift. As you may have a cedar in your own home, when you return back today, take some tobacco, some sema, pray to who you hold as sacred, and place that medicine down for all the children who never returned from the residential schools. There are many aunties and uncles, parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters who will look at the photos of the child that left their community but never returned. May that tobacco, that sema that you place at the base of the cedar tree be for the prayers for all those who hurt. And remember, they did not die in vain. They died in sadness and sorrow, but they are a reminder that their lives matter and that we remember them and they are with us. So on this day, National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, Creator, be with all those who have a heavy heart and for those who remember the children. Miigwech, Creator, Miigwech.
you, Miigwech, Carrie. Carrie and Sheila, would you guys please lead our dignitaries in the planting of the cedar tree now? There's a couple shovels and...
Put down after you do after the shoveling. After the shoveling piece, you could add some. Have to put the dirt down. Thank you. Invite Marlena. Regina.
Elder Marlene and Regina, would you please come and help us out a little bit too?
So, sing. Okay, okay.
How are you? So nice.
Yeah, get a little bit of dirt from the shovel.
Thank you, Miigwech. It would appear that the easy part is done. It's no secret to anyone here that reconciliation is tough work. I'd like to finish up the event here today by promising that the city will care for this tree for the generations that it will be alive. We know that our efforts towards reconciliation will also take time. And I hope that residential school survivors know that we hear you and we don't want to wait another generation to make the needed changes. As we conclude the planting ceremony, I'd like to invite any dignitaries that are here in the crowd, MPP Judith Monteith Farrell, I hear that you've arrived as well. If you would like to come up and stand by the tree for photo opportunities, that would be greatly appreciated. I'd also like to encourage everyone here to collect one of our eastern white cedar seedlings on your way out, or unless you've already grabbed one. And we'd love it if everyone here walked down the block to Pope John Paul II School for some events being held by Anishinaabe Aski Nation. And we'd also like to invite everybody to come down to Marina Park later this afternoon for children's activities, as well as a screening of Indian Horse later this evening. That concludes the event. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Chi miigwech. Our elders, Sheila and Carrie, would like to finish up the ceremony with a little bit of a water ceremony and a song.
Bojo gakana wea nindishna cause nibin gimme one. Benezi wazasu and emki waju nindoji. Misquatezi nindodum. My name is Summer Rain and I come from the Thunderbird Nest of Thunder Mountain, also known as Mountain McKay in the Fort William First Nation. And I am Turtle Clan. And as Turtle Clan, I have a responsibility to the water. I'm a water walker that joined Grandmother Josephine, the late Grandmother Josephine, in 2017 on a water walk that was held. It was her last water walk in Spirit Mountain, Duluth, and we walked then to Matane, Quebec. And from that walk, I was inspired to do my own walk here in Thunder Bay. I felt the river's tears coming to me and saying I needed to do something for the rivers here in Thunder Bay, because many of you know, many of our Indigenous youth have been found in these rivers. And I felt that pain coming from the rivers, to the point that I had a vision that I needed to bring water down from Loch Lomond, which is located on our sacred mountain, Mount McKay. I sat with Grandmother Josephine and shared my dream and vision with her. She made me promise to do a 4-year commitment to this water walk, to the Love of the Rivers water walk. So that began in 2018. We brought water down from Loch Lomond in the form of a water walk ceremony, and that water was added to the rivers here in Thunder Bay. It was difficult to get up there that first year, so we decided to change it up and do the 4 directions to fulfill my 4-year commitment. So our second year, we brought the water in from Kekabeka Spring. Our third year, we came in from the north, from Current River. And then we picked up water. This year, it was our 4th year commitment, and we brought the water from Mackenzie River. And we completed our commitment for the Love of the Rivers. Not that we're not going to do any more walks, but that fulfilled my commitment. Another commitment that the water walkers made to Grandmother Josephine was to continue her work. She walked around the Great Lakes for the water. And we all have a responsibility to the water. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're a living being and you are breathing, water is important to us all, because without water there is no life. So I ask that you all take that responsibility. Anytime you're near the water, anytime you're having a shower or doing dishes, talk to the water spirit that lives there. Tell her you love her, you respect her, and say thank you. She will feel that love. Just like anyone, if you tell them that you love them and you praise them for anything that they've done, how does that make people feel? It makes you feel really good when someone tells you that. Well, that's how the water feels. So I encourage you all to do that. And if you have sema, tobacco, we encourage you to put that down as well. So I'm going to share one of the songs that we sing during our water walks. It's a song that comes from Doreen Day. She went to a water conference, and every day she would stop at the source of the water source and offer sema to say thank you. And her grandson said to her one day, "Nokomis, don't you think the water would like it if you sang to her?" And she says, "You're right, grandson. It will like us to sing to it." So she came up with the tune. And then the next day he says, "Nokomis, don't you think the water would like it if you sang it in our language?" And she says, "You're right, grandson. She will want to hear it in the language." So she had the words translated, and then and this song is for anyone to sing, and it's sung like a lullaby. It's sung without a drum or a rattle. And what it translates to is, "Water, we love you, we thank you, we respect you." So that's the song I'm going to sing, and then I'm going to offer that water to the sacred tree. And then I'm going to come back up, and then we're going to do the life-giving song with the drum. How? Niebe gizagego gimigwechawe nimigo gijawe nimigo Niebe gizagego gimigwechawe nimigo gijawe nimigo Nibe gizagego gimigwechawe nimigo gijawe nimigo Nibe gizagego gimigwechawe nimigo gijawe nimigo. Water, we love you, we thank you, and we respect you. Aho. I'm going to give my shaker, that's a turtle rattle, to carry. The turtle represents Deboyawin, truth. And that's what we're here today, is to acknowledge the truth, the true history of our people. So we're going to sing the life-giving song. It's a Sundance song that was shared by Elder Frida McDonald. And it's a song about giving thanks for our way of life. Might have to come up with it. You ready? Yahweh, 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 Ahaw, miigwech.
Ahaw.
Thank you, Chimigwich. Merci beaucoup, everybody. Have a great day.